Hey guys, what's up? It's Morgan from the Paula Morgan Show, and I'm here to answer your questions. Ask and you shall receive. This is episode 1 of Young Wife Life. Well, Paul and I have decided that once every other week I'm going to post a video of me, and Paul will be in it too sometimes. Sometimes I'll have a girlfriend on with me, like whatever, and it might be a vlog, it might be just me sitting here and talking about a certain topic, whatever it is. So let's get to it, y'all. First, I need to fix this pillow because it is not aesthetically pleasing right now. So maybe I'll just put them all over here. There. Sure, why not? Okay. Alright guys, so let's just get to it. Our first question: what is the biggest piece of advice you would give to teenage/younger Christian girls when it comes to their walk with Christ? My advice to younger teenage girls would be to find one friend. You don't need a ton of friends. Like, if you can find one friend who is also trying to be obedient to the Lord and walk with Him, like, that is going to help you so much in your life. And if you can't find those friends, lean on your family. Like, your family is there for a very specific reason. But I think that if you are looking for someone to really walk intentionally with, where you guys hold one another accountable, you guys build each other up, you guys call each other out, like, you guys love one another and want to see each other like really walking with the Lord, I think that God will provide that friendship. He will provide that relationship. Alright, let's see. Do you think a relationship would work if your boundaries in a romantic relationship would be really strict? Like, you would treat each other like you treat everyone else, like no holding hands and stuff. Love you both. Aw, thanks girl. We love you too. Okay, so I think that would totally work. I don't see why not. My sister-in-law, actually, hopefully she doesn't mind me talking about this, she is in a courting relationship right now, and her guy have decided, they like set the boundaries the very first day. The boundaries are basically like no physical touch, like they can hug but not for a long time, and no kissing on the cheek or lips, nothing, no holding hands, and yeah, and she seems pretty darn happy, and I think like it's just gonna make things even more special. Like, you can decide if you like a person or not and you want to continue being with them without having to be physical with them. So I think that would totes work, girl.
If your questions are not answered in this video, it means that I'm probably going to answer them in a different video, or I'm going to make like a full video on your question. So it's not because I'm ignoring your question. Whew.
What do you do in a time where you don't feel as on fire for God as usual? They say to be still, but it is hard to be patient for His voice. Amen, girl. Yeah, no, that's totally a struggle that I feel like every God-following person struggles with. So don't for a second feel like you're alone. That's like the first tip and advice to you, because you're not. Our life is just like a total roller coaster. So there are going to be times when you feel so on fire for God and you just want to tell everyone and save souls and blah. And then there are going to be times when you are having a hard time just like believing that God's there for you and listening to you. But I have learned this: to never ever ever lose faith. it might be hard, and it might be hard to be patient during the times of struggle, the times of like slowness, the times of being in pain, and like you might question things, but like don't ever lose faith. You're allowed to question. God has the answers, but don't lose faith that he's going to come through. A few, like, I guess maybe like a month and a half ago, I was going through a time where just like it felt like literally nothing was working out, nothing. And like Paul was feeling it too, and we were just struggling, and it was very hard to have hope. And there was one night when I woke up in the middle of the night, and I was like so sick. I was throwing my brains up. And I just felt like I laid on the floor, and I was about to like start feeling sorry for myself. And then I just felt God say, "Can you worship me right now?" It's so hard to worship him when things are not going our way, when we are suffering, when we're in pain, when we're losing people, when we're losing things, like when money's not coming in, whatever it is. So just as I was laying there, I just heard his voice say, "Can you worship me now?" And I literally just started singing. I don't even know. It was like an old worship song. I don't even know. I was like, and I will never praise you. I will praise you in the morning. Something like that. And like I was literally like singing that, but I was like, I will praise you. And like for the rest of the night, I threw up for probably 8 more hours or something crazy like that. And the whole time I was just praising the Lord. And like it was miserable, but it was like I just kept getting images in my head of these people in the Bible who suffered way worse than me, and they were still able to praise God. Like Job, like he never backed down for a second. Sure, he was asking God, like, why God, why? Like, I don't understand, but I'm going to praise you. Like, I'm not going to let anyone tell me that you're not worthy and that you don't deserve my praise even in the hard times. So when you're feeling like you're not as on fire, it's okay. Like, that's okay. But don't ever lose faith that God is with you. Always. Okay, hair growth tips. Your hair is so long. It is very long. I have been growing it for quite some time, and I am not cutting it whether you want me to or not. My mom, every time I see her, she's like, "Wow, your hair is so long." She's crazy. But let's see, I don't really know what the heck I started doing. Like, I take vitamins, just like women's dailies vitamins, and I don't even take those all the time. Yeah, I think once I started taking those vitamins, I started noticing my hair was growing like a lot faster. But also I eat veggies and fruit every day, and that can probably help. I don't know. As a worship leader, how do you avoid being sensitive and take people's criticism better? That's a good question, and I don't know if I have like a super solid answer for this. So for me, I've gotten to a place, and it's taken me my entire life, where first of all, I've only been leading worship for a year, and I've only been leading worship confidently for 7 months maybe. And I'm still like, I still have a lot of room to grow. But one day I just felt the Lord tell me, like, Morgan, don't sing unless you're singing for me and for me only. Like, and I knew that meant even if I was in charge of leading worship, if I knew that I was going to start singing and my head was not in the right place, like that God would rather me be just silent and sit there and let the guitar person or whoever's playing instruments like just strum for the whole hour. Like he would rather have that than me sing and try and put on a show for people, or try and please people, because that is not what leading worship is about. Like, first of all, leading worship is a huge honor. It's a huge honor. And like for so many people who lead worship, like, I'm sorry, but this is true. So many people that lead worship have very big heads. And it's like, y'all need to step down. And I pray that if I ever get a big head about leading worship, like someone will slap me in the face and wake me up. Because leading worship is not about getting to be on a stage or be on this platform where everyone's looking at you. Like, it's a huge honor and a privilege to take a group of people into a place of alone time with God, into like God's holy place where it's just them and God, and maybe to a place where they've never been before. So for me, I just don't really care what anyone has to say. Like, obviously I have specific people that I allow to speak into my life and like call me out if I'm like leading in a non-godly way or doing something crazy, weird. Like, I have those people in my life that I will absolutely listen to and take their advice and like pray about it. But in the end, it's not really about what anybody thinks. It's about why you're singing, who you're singing to, and like, yeah, just singing for the Lord. Okay. If you guys want to go even deeper with Paul and myself, you guys need to think about joining Patreon and becoming a patron. Go to patreon.com/PaulandMorganShow and watch our video on there. It'll tell you more about what becoming a patron really means. Thank you guys so much for sending these questions in. I just love that you guys trust us, and that's so cool and such a privilege and an honor. Love you guys so much. I want you guys to comment below and let me know if you are going to become a patron, because Paul and I are coming up with even more ideas of how to go deeper with you guys through our Patreon. We've set like crazy goals, and we are just trusting God to kick butt with us and with you guys. And yeah, hope you have a great rest of your day. Have hope and be free.